She says, go on to the next subject.
Should we? Alright, this is where you get to talk to me about multi-level marketing and Mormonism.
Okay. Oh, man.
You made it.
You made it.
You need a shot.
Here, give me another shot.
There you go. Got one prepared for you.
You should leave.
What did she say? Did she say
Nothing
anything?
yet. Oh, that's a freaking Lily.
I can't argue with that then. Honestly, I don't think she would lie about that.
No.
And I'm still skeptical, but I'm less skeptical. What do you think?
He wants the document leaked.
What do you think? You think it actually happens?
No. I mean, I don't know. I don't.
So you don't believe her?
Well, I don't know.
On a large scale.
Do you think it happens?
Yes. I
Well,
think it happens.
I think anal
Why
sex
not?
happens at BYU, and that's another loophole.
Totally another story.
Well, blowjobs also.
That definitely
You know?
happens at BYU.
It's not
All right,
sex.
let's move on.
But they say it's
We are resourceful people. Yeah, you know, I along the lines of what she's saying, I am a big believer in where there's a will, there's a way. So
There you
maybe,
go. Okay.
maybe
I'll
frame
buy
it
it.
like that.
I'll buy it.
How deluded must a person be
No,
to
that's
say-
another topic.
to say it's okay to insert,
yeah.
and as long as I don't move, I'm okay.
Well, because God
When I
is
was a
T-Rex.
Mormon, not only had I never heard of soaking, but I never in my wildest imagination would have thought it was okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, let's
that's
move
the
on.
real,
Let's move on.
The real debate is.
Look,
it's just
multi-level
not
marketing,
okay,
I know
whatever
that
it
you
is.
and I are in some groups on Facebook that are about this. The reality is my first passion of exposing things, if you will,
This has to do with he's actually not a misogynist, guys. Listen up. Listen up.
is tracking, documenting, analyzing all the above multi-level marketing companies. And even when I was a believer, I recognized the predatory nature of multi-level marketing. And there's a lot of reasons why I got into it, but one of them, there's several things that happened in my early 20s that sort of led me down this path. One of them was something that I didn't realize at the time, but I know now looking back, it was a shelf item. I didn't know there was such a thing as a shelf.
Right.
But I had a shelf item when I was in my, probably 24, 25. And now she's thinking I'm like really old.
No, I don't.
Because for her, that was like 6 months ago.
No, it wasn't.
Okay, you know. But, okay, so I live in Las Vegas, and there was a mission president. I'm going to say his name because I don't even care. Okay, his name was Wadsworth. I don't remember his first name, but you can Google the guy. Last name Wadsworth.
Pretty good name.
Okay, he was one of the founders.
$5 million name.
He was one of the founders of a multi-level marketing company called Tahitian Noni.
Love that stuff.
I've never tried it.
I was at BYU and that was huge.
Isn't it disgusting though?
No, I liked it.
Okay, well anyway,
disgusting.
this is supposedly this miracle drink that will cure your cancer, and it will cure your thyroid, and it will cure your whatever it is you have.
Okay.
Okay. And it's a multi-level marketing scam through and through. This man, Wadsworth, was the mission president in Las Vegas, and he lived in the boundaries of the ward that attended the same building as me. And because of his travel schedule, he often attended my ward. Okay. I did not get to know him very well, but his son would come and play. He had like a son who was really good at basketball, like a senior in high school, junior in high school, and he would play basketball with us. And anyway, the missionaries, during his reign of terror, the missionaries came over to my house probably 2 or 3 times under the reign of Wadsworth. And they would come and they would talk about this Tahitian Noni.
Oh my God.
Now, they didn't sell it. I'm not saying they would sell it. But they would talk about how great their mission president was.
They would bear their testimony.
And how, like,
Noni.
he was this amazing businessman. Oh, have you heard of Tahitian Noni? It's amazing. And they got they got unlimited Tahitian Noni during their mission.
Wow.
Now, never did they say you should buy it. I'm not saying that. Never did they do it. But they definitely believed that their mission president was blessed beyond blessings for having done this. Now, I'm thinking, I didn't know this guy was involved in multi-level marketing, and I can't stand multi-level marketing. How did this guy get called to be a mission president? Mm-hmm. This was a problem for me. Now, again, I didn't realize at the time it was a shelf issue, but I do think what I did is I think I said, well, he must have just like weaseled his way through and like was a slick talker and just slipped through the cracks. And I've obviously since found out that people that are high up in multi-level marketing have all kinds of high callings in the church. Mm-hmm. But anyway, generally speaking, I have followed. I have people that I track, that are doing multi-level marketing. I'm involved in. I've written blogs about multi-level marketing. I'm an accountant. That's my degree. I have a master's degree in accounting. I'm an auditor. That's what I work as. And I am very passionate about these scams, and especially the worst part about multi-level marketing is they are scamming women. Yeah. Yes, there are some men
this is the part I was talking about.
That get scammed, but it is so few men. Mm-hmm. It's usually but interestingly enough, it's almost exclusively men at the top.
Right? Mm-hmm.
There's a few exceptions to that, but almost exclusively men are the founders and the CEOs of multi-level marketing, and they have these cult followings. Mm-hmm. If you go on YouTube, go and look up like It Works annual meetings or like any of these really, LuLaRoe and all this stuff, and you see like their CEO, which is a guy,
Norwest,
Young Living, and you see like the hero worship that goes on with these people. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to get into the whole thing about why multi-level marketing is a scam. If you're watching this and you don't know that multi-level marketing is a scam, I'm sorry. It is. You can go look at my blogs. You can look at other people's blogs that are better blogs than mine. It is well documented. I'm not even going to get into the reason why. If you want to PM me or something like that, you can. But it's a scam. People are being scammed. Right now, the big one is LuLaRoe because they are in the middle of sinking. I mean, the ship is sinking as we speak.
Yeah. And they don't have the money to give back to the consultants that they promised them.
Here's the thing about LuLaRoe that is unique from other scams. Most of these multi-level marketings can get 15 to 20 years out of it. Mm-hmm. Okay? The problem with LuLaRoe's only been around for 4 or 5 years. And the reason why they're already sinking is because unlike most MLMs, they require a massive amount of inventory to be purchased. Most MLMs will require you to purchase like $200 or $300 worth of minimum. You could buy more, of course, but they will usually have a minimum of like $200 or $300 worth of product every month. Now that's considerable when you're not making any money, by the way, but it's not thousands. LuLaRoe requires a minimum initial investment of $4,500, I believe is the number. It's over 4,000. I don't remember the exact number, but it's over $4,000. And there's like 3 tiers that you can go into LuLaRoe on. The highest one is like 7,000.
Jeez.
The lowest one is like 4,500. On top of that, they encourage you that when you start to sell, to invest 100% of your profits into additional revenue, into additional inventory.
Wow.
I know consultants that have, there's some consultants out there that have over $100,000 in inventory.
Wow.
Now, the pyramid is starting to collapse. Now, normally in a regular multi-level marketing, when things collapse, unless you went crazy on inventory, you're out all the money that you've spent, plus the couple $100 that you have in inventory. Mm-hmm. It could be thousands, okay? But for the most part, the damage is done. With multi-level marketing, you have, let's say, 100,000. I mean, with multi-level marketing. Sorry, guys, had too many shots. With LuLaRoe, you have maybe, let's say, you have $50,000 in inventory, and you can't sell it. That is huge. And they are encouraged to take out debt to have bought that inventory. Uh-huh. Some people, there's even been, it's like documented that they encourage people to sell their breast milk to buy inventory. Wow. The owner, well, there's 2 people at the top, right? It's a husband and wife, Mark and Deanne. Deanne, at one of their meetings, said to the women, because like, they have this issue where these women are getting pushback from their husbands about buying so much LuLaRoe.
Yeah.
And she said, 5 minutes on your knees will do the trick. No joke. No joke. Now,
wow.
Look at this ad. This isn't even from LuLaRoe. That's not even an original thought of hers. Look at this screenshot I just took today. I just took this today. This is an ad from a different multi-level marketing. Okay? Look at this.
He said, prove that it's smudge.
This is for like lipstick that is supposedly
That's
will
lip
never
sense.
smear.
Right.
For real?
That's an
for
ad.
real
That's a for real ad.
So this is an ad for Lip Sense. It says, he said, prove that it's smudge proof and you can order whatever you want. And it's a picture of a man and a woman, and she's undoing his belt buckle.
Yeah. This is the
And
kind of
so
stuff that
before,
goes
so
on.
he said,
This is the kind of stuff
so
that
he
goes
said
on.
that the LuLaRoe, the
Blowjob.
he said, 5 minutes on your knees will make up for the
Yeah,
money they spent,
no,
which
no,
means
not that.
blowjob.
We'll get him to agree to let you buy more LuLaRoe.
Okay.
Okay?
So if you exchange a blowjob for
Permission to buy inventory.
permission to buy inventory,
And here's
then
the thing,
that's what
it doesn't
the CEO is
even-
promoting here.
Like, and this wasn't something like, she wasn't doing a stand-up routine. This was like legitimate, like, you know, she's kind of an airhead to begin with, so she's kind of like, I'm gonna do this. But it wasn't like she was like performing. She like legitimately threw that out there as
An idea.
an idea.
Wow.
Okay, and so, and look, this is not. I'm not like breaking news here. Misogyny in multi-level marketing is well documented. They are preying on women, and then one of the reasons why Mormon women are susceptible to multi-level marketing is because they're preying on women who want to stay at home with their kids, but also feel an obligation to contribute to the household. Now, first of all, I have nothing against stay-at-home moms. In fact,
the household income.
right, household income, right. I should have said that. Like, my wife, she works now, but like for like 13 years, she stayed at home or something like that. And honestly, we would both love it if she could stay at home. I mean, if the lifestyle that we want to maintain, though, requires for her to work, and she likes working, it's her choice.
Great.
And that's all good. Like, for me, if somebody wants to stay home and not work, great. But in the Mormon culture, there's this sort of feeling of an obligation. Like, if you decide to go to work, you know, you're maybe doing something wrong.
You're less of a mother
Right.
for wanting to work. And
But
a
at
lot
the
of these
same-
patterns I sound so familiar to the Mormon culture.
Yeah.
So many
but
of these
at the
patterns.
same time, though, they're encouraged to stay at home, but there's also this sort of keeping up with the Joneses.
Oh, yeah.
And they can't do it on just their husband's salary. And so these
They
multi-level
have a bunch of
marketing
kids.
companies come in and they prey on these women. And it's horrible. And Orrin Hatch is greatly to blame. He was huge sponsor on legislation in the 90s that made these things, that solidified their legality. And a bunch of other politicians too, but he was one of the sponsors of the bill. And these are scams that have been legalized by our government. And it is a travesty. And honestly, I want to destroy multi-level marketing more than I've ever. I don't even want to destroy the Mormon Church, but if I ever did, destroying multi-level marketing would be way above the list of priorities to me than destroying the Mormon Church. Because multi-level marketing is preying on people to a degree that is not even matched by the religion. Religion has its issues, right? It's emotional,
baggage.
emotional, mental, all those sort of like abuses, and a little bit of the financial with tithing. Multi-level marketing is financial abuse, and then it's got also the mental and the emotional abuse as well. But it is affecting you like today. Whereas Mormonism, I mean, you can live within that Mormon bubble your entire life, and you can survive and never know any better, and you can live for 80 years and die and think you've lived your full potential. That's all within the realm of possibilities. Multi-level marketing destroys people's lives, and it needs to be. I'm sorry, I went on a rant.
Well,
I went on a drunk rant.
I think
you got what you wanted.
I'm just surprised that you feel more strongly about MLMs than the Mormon Church, because the Mormon Church does all those things.
But
the thing is,
you can be.
It's more manageable.
Your tithing is required to get into heaven. If you don't pay your tithing, you can't get into the celestial kingdom. So people go into debt. They forego their bills. They forego
feeding
medical
their children.
Expenses, feeding their children, and so it's the same exact issue.
The degree, though, and I don't disagree with you. The thing is, though, is that the church wants 10%, which is a huge number.
Right.
Multi-level marketing takes way more than that in many cases.
It forces you into debt.
It's something that affects you now.
Right.
Whereas, the church is affecting you, but like I said, you can go your whole life and have a relatively decent life and just be sort of, a naive boob or something like that.
It just depends on your experience in the religion. Because I know people who are, do I pay my electrical bill or do I pay my tithing? My bishop tells me I need to pay my tithing.
Yeah, and I guess I personally have never been in that situation, so maybe I might be neglecting that scenario. So I do recognize that exists. The thing is, though, is that with multi-level marketing, I feel like it exists to a greater degree. And here's the thing. Honestly, Mormon leaks. I know all the Mormons out there think that we're trying to, destroy the church. I wouldn't cry or anything if the Mormon church, disappeared tomorrow. But at the same time, I don't think Mormon leaks would be the cause of that.
No.
Mormon leaks is not about tearing down the church. It's about just exposing the truth and then letting people decide. Mm-hmm. But my crusade against more multi-level marketing is about tearing down more multi-level marketing.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
And there's no middle ground there. It is a scourge. It is one of the worst things to ever come out of our capitalist society, and it needs to disappear.
Amen!
Amen! Thank you for that lovely speech.
I'd be able to be more articulate if I hadn't taken freaking 10 shots.
That's what? 10?
Or mini shots.
Well, it's still 5.
I don't know how many it is, but I am definitely feeling it.